What's going on, guys? Idris here, back with another video, and today I have a video about what's on my iPhone 2020. So I'm just going to be going over some of the apps that I use on a day-to-day basis, or some apps that are just on my phone but I don't really use that often. I'm going to be talking about those apps and just going through my favorite app. Before I even get into the video, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and hit the like button as well to help my channel grow. If you can do that, I'd really appreciate it. I do use the iPhone XR. It's a solid phone. I like the design, love the battery life, and this is one of my favorite iPhones that was ever released. In fact, this was like the most selling iPhone in 2018, but I digress. So let's go through it. I don't have many pages, just 2 or 3, and I don't have many folders. I'm not really an apps person, but these happen to be my favorite apps that I use all the time. So let's go into the first app here. We have the social folder, and obviously I have Instagram. Everybody knows what Instagram is. You should go ahead, follow me on my Instagram. It's gonna be right here. The next app that I use, of course, Snapchat, Twitter. I don't use Twitter that often, and also WhatsApp, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Moving on to the productivity folder, and in this folder you'll have the standard apps that everybody knows about, so I'm not going to go into details with them. I have Clock, Weather, Messenger, Amazon Drive, Google Keep, Files, Drive, Google Drive that is, Dropbox, and Calculator. So this is my productivity folder. Of course, FaceTime, camera. I use YouTube religiously. I love YouTube. I have a YouTube addiction, and everybody knows what YouTube is, but go ahead and subscribe to my channel. App Store, photos, and for commute, I have Uber Eats. I use Lyft and Uber, so I do have a car, but I am downtown quite often, and using Uber makes it a lot easier to get around. I use Chrome for my browser, but not really. I kind of use Safari more than Chrome, and the reason why I have Chrome is because it has some important information saved in there, so I like to use that. YouTube Studio for managing my channel, checking my stats, making sure everything's going well with my channel. I use Flipboard religiously. So Flipboard, I talked about it in many of my videos, but Flipboard is essentially an app that searches the websites for thruple. What's a thruple? Is it 3 people? Wow. Anyways, sorry, I digress. But Flipboard basically searches the web, different categories. So you can set it to look for technology articles, just news articles, anything like that, music, entertainment. And what it does is it literally creates a magazine for you where you can just flip through and look through what's going on in the world. This is one of my favorite apps for commutes. I love using this when I'm in the morning, at the end of the day, when I'm on the train coming back home. What now? Pretty good. So I use Amazon religiously as well for my online shopping, Safari, and Google Home. I'm going to talk about Google Home. So for Google Home, what I use it for is essentially controlling my smart devices. So that includes my Google Home Mini, includes my lights. So let's show you an example. I'm going to turn off the bedroom lights, and you see that everything is off, and I'm just going to hit on, and now my lights are back on. So I use it for that, using routines. So in the morning, it'll know to automatically turn on the lights and change the color of the lights to white, something that I love using Google Home for, and also to control my Chromecast. And this is super useful for that purpose. Spotify does not need to be said. Podcast, and let's go into travel. So some of the travel apps that I use, Hotwire, which is literally one of my favorite apps. I'm not sure if I'm signed in to this either, but I love Hotwire. So what Hotwire does is essentially you can set a location. So let's say I'm in Toronto, or let's say I'm in Toronto, and I want to find a hotel. What Hotwire does is it shows hotels for discounted prices, but how it works is it doesn't tell you the name of the hotel. It just tells you the how many stars it is, and then also the general location of the hotel. So that's super useful if you want to save. It's a bit risky, but it does show you a photo of the hotel and you could kind of deduce what hotel it is. That's usually what I do. Another app that I use, of course, is Airbnb, self-explanatory. Hopper, one of my favorite apps, and I've talked about it in many videos. So how Hopper works is essentially it looks for flights for specific countries, specific places. Let's say I want to go to Montego Bay, Jamaica, which I'm going in a month. It'll tell you the best times to fly. So like it tells you the price ranges up here, and also the yellow would be, you know, the moderate prices. Green is like the best time to fly. Red is the most expensive, where you're gonna spend a lot of money. Look at July, wow, super expensive. You don't want to go to Jamaica in July. Skyscanner and Expedia, self-explanatory. Google Maps, also self-explanatory. I also use Netflix and Disney Plus, and self-admittedly, I don't actually use Netflix on my phone or Disney Plus that often. I save that for my iPad, but I have it here just to cast it onto various devices. Let's go ahead to miscellaneous. I have Cineplex here, so for any of my Canadian viewers, what Cineplex is the monopoly of movie theaters in Canada. So I use this for seeing local theaters, checking times, buying tickets, and whatnot. I guess you could buy food on here, so that's pretty dope. I didn't even know you could do that. Let's look at the prices, man. Oh, you could buy beer. Wow, that's pretty good. I did not know that, but these are expensive. $16 for a bacon cheeseburger that probably doesn't come with fries, so that's kind of ridiculous. Other apps that I use is TV, which is the Apple TV app. So for shows or going to my other apps, including Netflix and Disney, you could use the Apple TV app to like watch content on your phone or cast it to your smart TV or Apple TV. Kijiji, Apple Store for when I'm shopping. I use Turo if I need a car or rental in another country, and what it is like the Airbnb of cars. So literally you could host and sell or rent out your car for temporarily, and yeah, this is actually a useful app. ADP, Paychex, Payroll, Claim 360s for insurance, and AccuWeather, which I love AccuWeather. I'm not going to open it because it's going to show my location, but it's the best weather app that you can buy, seriously. Moving on, I have Calendar and Reddit. So you all know what Reddit is. No need to explain it. A lot of these apps are not any secrets. It's just the apps that I use. So watch apps. So these are all the apps that I had to download just to use my Apple Watch over here. So I have Auto Sleep, which I use to track my sleeping and see how well I slept. I have this app here called 7, and how 7 works is essentially it gives you workouts and that you can use on the go. Let's skip this Valentine's Day thing, but it literally gives you workouts that you can follow along with. So it's gonna say jumping jacks, and now I gotta start and do my jumping jacks. So for anybody that wants to work out, then I'd recommend using 7. Apple Maps, which I don't use, but I did download it just to get a Maps app on my Apple Watch. The score for checking out the local games scores, I really only look at the Raptors. Rest in peace, Kobe. Yeah, anyways, I also use Lens, which is an Instagram app that you can use on your Apple Watch. I'd recommend it if you're looking for an app to put on your Apple Watch that helps you look at Instagram. What else do we got? I got Find My iPhone, shortcuts, iTunes stores, utilities. I don't know what this is. These are pretty useless, but they might come in handy one day. Impossible is literally the one game that I have on my phone, and I enjoy playing it so much. I actually don't play it a lot, but I still enjoy it. It's a good addictive game. I usually play it on flights and try to beat my girlfriend's score, which I usually beat her. I haven't really played it that much on the iPhone. I usually play it on my iPad, and I usually use my Nintendo Switch for gaming purposes. Outlook for email, Open Table. So if you're a traveler and you wanted to, book a reservation in a new city, it shows you local restaurants, reviews, and then you're able to see the local time. So right now it's Valentine's Day. So if you were looking for a certain reservation for a certain someone, you could just book the time there, and there you go. You don't need to call, go online on the computer, anything like that. Pretty self-explanatory. I have Visco, which is one of the photo editing apps that I use. I didn't even sign in. I don't use it that often, but it is on my phone. And Ultralight as well. I use Ultralight for editing photos. It's a better app than Visco in my opinion, because it gives you more control, kinda, but the filters on Visco look a lot better. Layout for Instagram, when you need to lay out some of your apps, self-explanatory. And Smart Life. So this is similar to the Google Home Mini app. However, I can control my lights with this as well, but this is the first step into importing them into Google Home. So I can use this, I can pretty much use this to control my lights, as I mentioned, and I get more control over it. So like the color that I want to change my light to, I can control that in there, and also my smart plugs. Instacart, for any of you lazy people that are too lazy to go to the grocery store but you want groceries. Essentially what it is an app that is like Uber for groceries. So you buy groceries and someone will come and deliver it to your door, and you pay a fee. Life 360 is an application for tracking the location of your loved ones. I'm not going to open it because it's going to tell a bit too much information that I want to divulge into, but it's a good app if you have anybody that you kind of need to watch over, like your child or a sibling, and you just want to make sure that they're okay. Audible is for listening to ebooks. I didn't even sign in on this either. Now, in my defense, okay, this phone is pretty new and I didn't have a chance to sign into some apps, but I use Audible. Adblock, I love Adblock. I'd highly recommend it for getting rid of those stupid pesky ads in apps. It literally is a game changer, and I recommend getting this app. Letgo is an app if you want to sell your things or buy something used, very similar to Kijiji. Recommend this app because it's just bare minimum. It gets the job done, and I've been able to sell a lot of my electronics or even buy cameras off this app. So I actually bought this camera, which is the Canon Prima AF7, one of my favorite cameras. It's a film camera and I love it. And actually it's AF9, but yeah. Chirp is another Twitter app, which I should actually move over to my watch apps folder because I only use it and downloaded it just so that I can use Twitter on my Apple Watch. Groupon, self-explanatory. Everybody knows what Groupon is. It is a good way to shop and get deals online. Ladies, get your man a gift on this, and fellas, get your woman a gift on Groupon as well if you want to save some moolah. What else do we got? Ritual. Ritual is an application that I did not sign into yet, or I might have signed into. Yes, I did. So Ritual is an application that is basically what you would use to order ahead if you're on a lunch and you need to walk to a location and you don't want to wait in line. So what it is so you can order food ahead of time and just walk in, pick it up. You pay through the app. No fuss, no lines, easy, a real time saver. Oh, and at the bottom dock, I keep my contacts app, the phone app, text message app, and Gmail. So that is pretty much it, guys. Those are the apps that I use. If you use these apps and you got some feedback on it, go ahead, drop a comment below. If you have any app suggestions, also go ahead, drop those comments below. I thank you guys so much for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe, help me grow my channel. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Peace.